Moving on then, Diogo Jota and Roberto Firmino. Now, when Jota signed when Jota signed for Liverpool, I saw him the way he was at Wolves. I saw him as a left-sided attacker cutting inside. I saw him as a Sadio Mane because effectively he's a bit of a clone of Sadio Mane, very similar players. Um, hasn't been worked out that way. There were periods last season where he filled in on the wings, didn't he? And that was sort of his thing. He was a wide inside forward like Salah or Mane. But this season, he's overtaken Firmino. Firmino was injured and he lost his place, and Jota came in, and Jota's just kind of doing the whole false nine shtick, which I don't like very much. I don't think that's Jota's position. I think Jota is he's more of a centre forward than a false nine, and more than anything, he's a wide forward. I see him cutting inside, same as Mane. But he hasn't done that, and we saw the same thing again at City. Isolated, very very little come through the centre. Again, I can refer back to my little positional map. Very very little came through the centre, and that's not just because of Jota, but mainly because of Jota. He often wants to peel off um to the left side anyway, because that's his job. Mane comes inside, Jota kind of peels outside, and often they occupy similar spaces. They're just the same player. And to me, either Jota has to really adapt and change the way he plays, or in my opinion, he just needs to play where Mane is, because they're so similar. They're so similar. When Firmino came on, he didn't do much either, but at least he knows that position. Firmino was always a number 10. He's not really he's certainly not a centre forward. To me, he's not really a forward either. He's a hybrid in between. This is why he's a false nine. He's a 10/9. He's in between. And he plays that position just a lot better, a lot more naturally. And by way of heat maps, you'll see vast gap through the centre. Also on Man City's side, Man City don't have a centre forward at the moment. As I said, we're talking about Milner. Jack Grealish pulled across. He was in the centre. He pulled across to double up on the left side. Kind of a utility. Again, this is a false nine role. He's there to force overloads. It's more of a kind of a two-man attack plus an auxiliary false nine who's there to cause unpredictable situations, which Grealish did really well. Jota less so. I don't think he's suited there. If Liverpool did sign a centre forward, I've been banging this drum for so long, but if they did, they would have to change the way they played. Jota would have to become a backup left winger, basically. Elliott would probably have to become, or he could stay in the middle, but I would put him as a backup right winger. But you would see so many chances down the central channel, just because there's so much opportunity there if a player's willing to take it. But they've got players that are looking for the ball. They're coming deep. Jota wants to get the ball deep. There's no one running onto them. And when Jota does run onto them, he's a good finisher. Think about the goals. Think about the goal he scored against Brentford, the cross from Henderson, the centre forward's goal. He's peeled off and done that a few times where he has advanced and found spaces in the box. He's a very, very clever mover. If the ball is already in that advanced area, but he's not doing that naturally. Naturally, he's peeling off. He's looking for the ball. He wants to get on it early. Again, he's just another inside forward. He's Mane. He was Mane when he signed. He's still Mane now. The guy is just Sadio Mane. So I've got a bit of an issue with that. I think somewhere in the deepest recesses of my mind that Jurgen Klopp is hoping the club sign a centre forward. I think Origi was supposed to be that player. Didn't work out. I think his confidence is now shot, Divock Origi. I don't think he's ever going to be that player now. The standard Liverpool need. I think everybody knows that, but I think he was supposed to be that player. And it's not a number 9. It's not a target man. We're not talking about that. We're talking about a dynamic, more physical player that is going to take up advanced positions, is going to occupy a centre back. It's going to force them back a little bit. Almost like a target man, but not really. Ideal player. I can't even go into it, but Erling Haaland, ideal for that purpose. Fast, mobile, advanced is the key word. He's advanced. He's not a target man, but he's advanced, and it would just play havoc with if Liverpool had a player, not him, but of that ilk. There's not many of them around at the minute, but that kind of thing. Jota's not that player. I've seen very little of him this season to suggest that he's going to be an effective man in the centre. He wasn't effective at City.